Art Pullough is going sailing. Not surprising, you say, in a waterfront town like Gananoque. But Art Pullough will be 101 years old this December. And not only is he going sailing today, he'll even take a turn at driving the Thousand Islander 5, as he used to do all the time when he was younger.
I drove all the boats, all the big boats, and got paid for it. I don't get paid for this trip. I just do it to keep young.
The Thousand Islander 5 will carry a couple of hundred tourists on this cruise trip. Gananoque calls itself the Canadian gateway to the Thousand Islands, an area of breathtaking natural beauty. Tour boats, pleasure craft, water and sunlight, combined in a long, relaxed sigh of summer. Back on the bridge, Art Pullough has taken the wheel. It's the tug of the water that keeps him coming back to spend a few minutes, as he used to spend days, sailing the St. Lawrence on a perfect summer afternoon, meeting people from all over.
I like meeting these people from all around the world. Australia, New Zealand, Japan, China. I've had my picture taken practically every country in the world. And they send me a snapshot of it.
And they do come from all over. Lawrence and Gloria Bingham are from Monroe, Louisiana. Gananoque was just a name on a tour schedule to them. Now it's a lifetime memory.
It's a beautiful country. It's different from our home in Louisiana, but it's a beautiful country.
It's different than Louisiana, but it's like Louisiana. We have the water and the vegetation. We just don't have the rock.
But nothing in Gananoque is far from water. This enormous fountain downtown shouts the pleasure of summer. But not far away there are tree-shaded streets where some have lived all their lives, where others have come to retire among the leafy quiet. But there's sometimes more in the air than birdsong. This is a dream come true. Sure, it's also a 1969 Dodge Charger, a replica of the car called the General Lee used on the TV series The Dukes of Hazzard.
It sits there, it just calls, come out and drive.
But for Ryan Raby, the rumble of that engine is the sweet sound of a fantasy fulfilled.
Young kid fantasy, just never grew up, I guess, and I've always wanted it. And the financial means came by, I said, gonna get it.
The car needs a little work, says Raby, but he's had it out on the streets of Gananoque. People notice.
A lot of them just yell out, there's the Duke boys. Because I usually have a friend that goes with me uptown because everyone wants to go for a ride in them.
A visit to Gananoque's past can begin in the present. Like many stories here, this one begins on the water. Late in the 19th century, a wealthy American, George Bolt, was ready for lunch on board his yacht. His chef had prepared a new salad dressing, one that Bolt liked so much he began serving it at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York, which Bolt owned. The taste of the dressing caught on. So did the name, Thousand Island Dressing. This is a bus tour of Spanish tourists come to try the real thing, Thousand Island Dressing prepared at the Golden Apple, one of Gananoque's most popular restaurants. Lynette McClellan is co-owner.
Well, it's one of our best sellers. Norm, everybody from Europe, we have a lot of buses in here today, bus people on tours, and they want Thousand Island Dressing, and if you put something else out for them, they don't care for it. They want the Thousand Island Dressing because they're visiting the Thousand Islands.
I think I see the castle.
Bolt, the patron of Thousand Island Dressing, is less well known here than Bolt the Castle Builder. A spectacular creation on the American side of the Thousand Islands, Bolt abandoned construction before the castle was complete because of the death of his young wife. Today, Bolt Castle draws tourists to what for Bolt was a site of tragedy. It's the water and the Thousand Islands that bring the tourists here, so there's a deep and long-lasting marriage between Gananoque and the water, a marriage that's re-celebrated every summer. In the town center, tourists carry bulging shopping bags. Crafts and t-shirts, of course, but there's also a sort of scorecard for fishermen. They come here too because of the water, and not every town lists the biggest muskies caught nearby. Some people just happen on Gananoque and find its magic compelling, like Dave and Annie Bartlow from Ottawa.
We just fell upon it. We're driving up Highway 2, old Highway 2, taking the old traditional route and going through all the small towns. And then last night about 8 o'clock we said, well, let's just stay here.
I like having just to be able to walk around and stay at a nice hotel and eat some nice meals.
Even more tourists may be coming. Groundbreaking was held this month for a $47 million casino on the outskirts of town. It should be open by next summer, with 450 slots plus gaming tables. Yet the design also speaks to the area's links with water and islands, a pleasing combination with the economic benefit Mayor Sylvia Fletcher Thomas is expecting to come with the casino.
We do, and I've said it many times, live in what I refer to as a little piece of heaven, and this tribute is a fine showpiece for that.
The Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation expects a lot of Americans to come and play, a far cry from the days in the War of 1812 when they showed up and burnt a bridge over the Gananoque River. Gananoque isn't a big place. About 5,000 people live here, but that's the attraction for some. Why others, like tour boat captain Tim Brooks, have stayed.
It's a small town. Schools are close. Shopping's close. It's just, there's a lot of nice people in Gananoque for some reason. I don't know what it is, but everyone seems friendly, nice. It's busy in the summertime.
I was born and raised here.
Chris McCarney is manager of the Gananoque boat line. He started as a deckhand in 1968. Gananoque is home for him, an iron link in his life.
And I have had the opportunity to do extensive traveling, and I guess you never realize what you have in your own backyard until you see other places. Other places are fun to visit, but this is home, and it's quite a unique little area with the islands and the river and the people that live here.
Winter will come to Gananoque. The tourists will leave and the town will sleep. But today there is nothing but sunlight, warmth, and water. Another day in what always seems like an endless summer for Gananoque. Norman Fetterley, CJOH News.